So lately, I've been getting a lot of questions to whether I'm actually a natural bodybuilder or not. And the fact is, I've always been a natural bodybuilder, and I plan to always be a natural bodybuilder. And I think the biggest question is what is a natural bodybuilder? People have different definitions, and in my opinion, the definition is basically someone who doesn't take anything to synthetically alter the processes in their body, as in things like hormones, thyroid function, even fat burning processes, the way your body processes carbs like clenbuterol. So I mean, for me, it's you could even go as far as to say is WADA guidelines, or the World Anti-Doping Agency, which is what regulates basically all the reputable drug-free athlete organizations, that all the contests, the reputable ones are regulated by WADA. So, and those guidelines are very, very strict. You can't even take things like ephedra. So my definition really is someone who doesn't take any type of anabolic steroid or any type of thing to alter the natural processes in your body. Now, I heard something ridiculous the other day, which someone said that if you take creatine, you're not a natural bodybuilder. That's the most outlandish thing I've ever heard. I mean, creatine basically provides your muscles with energy. It helps to aid in those processes. It helps to aid in your body's production of ATP. It even increases the calcium within inside the muscle cells. Gives you a better pump. But most importantly, there's many benefits. Most importantly, it's a natural product. It's found in foods. It's found in things like steak, eggs. You can supplement with it, sure, but your body produces it. So I mean, show me a steak that has testosterone in it. So I mean, that's to me that's just ridiculous. But to go back on the natural athlete thing, I don't really speculate whether someone's natural or not. I don't really care. I'll take it at face value. If you say you're natural, sure, I believe you unless I have a reason not to, and it's not really my concern. I don't really care. Me personally, though, again, I'm a natural athlete. I always have been, and people keep asking me this, which is fine, but if don't ask me several times if you already know the answer to it. And the reason why is I think everybody has a vision about where or what they want their physique to look like, the end result. And of course, I'm no different. I have a vision in mind, and I think I can get there naturally. That's why I've always been a natural athlete. I think I can get there. I'm still making improvements, and if you look at my progress, it's not like I started so far off from where I am now. The progress has been steady and gradual. So, and I think I continue to make improvements. Do I think about taking anabolic steroids? Every day, of course, because I think bodybuilding itself is an extreme sport. There's a lot of sacrifice since it's 24/7, all-consuming thing. So it's a natural, it's naturally extreme. So of course, I mean, I think the ultimate goal for anybody who's ever thought about bodybuilding, or even picked up a magazine and looked at it and said, "Wow, that looks something like I want to do." I think that ultimate goal is to be on a stage like the Olympia, or to be a IFBB bodybuilder and compete in those big shows like the Arnold Classic that was yesterday. So I mean, of course, that's been on my mind, and I wonder. I think biggest thing is I wonder what I would look like, or how far I could take my physique if I did, use anabolic steroids. But I mean, whether someone, like it's something I wouldn't take offense to. Like when people say, "Oh, what are you taking?" or "How much of this are you taking?" or "How long have you been on steroids?" It's like I don't take offense to it. To me, it's like if someone gives you that or asks you that question, that means that your physique is to the point where they think it can't go naturally, which to me is a compliment. I don't really take offense to it. And again, I compete for myself, or I train for myself, so it doesn't really bother me, what people think about it. It's like this new social media fad that we have. I mean, I'm making a video online right now. Do I care if it gets, 10, 20, 100 likes, so on and so forth? I mean, I appreciate the people that take the time to look at it, and like it. But if you don't, it's not make or break for me. I do this for myself. So I think that's important. And I look at guys like Doug Miller, Philip Ricardo, and Brian Whitaker, and all natural athletes competing at the highest level, and something I aspire to be. I think like I look at they all have different things that are phenomenal, and it inspires me, and I hope one day, at least it's my goal, that I can bring something very unique but comparable. Um, Very different but comparable, and I believe I can do that, and that's my ultimate goal, which is fine for me. Um, some people may want to take it to the point of going to the Arnold Classic, and me, I look at the bigger shows and the national organizations like a different version of that, like a different version of the Olympia or Arnold Classic. The big shows like the World Finals, the Orton Cup, things like that, and I aspire to do that one day. So I mean, and I had a friend ask me the other day. He goes, I look at what you do, and I say, "Wow, that's incredible," and I can never do that. I just don't have the genetics. And my answer was, who knows? If you look at me, you could say genetics, but at the same time, I do everything right. And I don't mean to say that I know everything. Obviously I love the sport. One, because it's all consuming, it keeps me regimented, but also I learn new stuff every day. But biggest thing is I do everything to my ability, to the knowledge that I have at this moment. I do everything that I know to do right, which means I don't miss meals. Um, if I have to stay up later and get make meals for the next day, I do it. If I want to really go somewhere, or if maybe my girlfriend really wants me to do something, and I have to get my meals in, I do it. If I have to, make arrangements ahead of time, or if we go out to dinner with family or anything like that, and it's short notice, and I have a small amount of carbs to fit my daily allotment in, and I'm at the dinner, and there's nothing on the menu that really works for me, that I won't eat it. I'll have to bring something else. That's just me though, and I've always been dedicated to that point in anything that I pursue. First it was basketball, sports. Now it's this lifestyle. So I mean, my answer was, who knows what you could do if you did everything all right, or if you increase your efficiency, like as in not missing meals, not missing training sessions, or finding a way that works for you so you can progress continually. Who knows where you could take your body? You genetically may have the ability to develop a very nice physique. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, don't ask me if I'm natural or not when you know the answer. So I mean, I respect it either way, man. Bodybuilding's tough. Drug free, not drug free. At the end of the day, it's tough. It really is. It takes so much sacrifice that people don't realize, and I think a lot of people diminish it to drugs and say, okay, well, he's taking drugs, so he doesn't work hard. And that's not the case. I do not believe in that at all. Is natural bodybuilding different than bodybuilders that use synthetic or anabolic steroids? Of course, it's different. Is it similar though? It is. So there's things that are similar and there's things that are very different. And I love it both. But yeah, to answer all the questions, then yes, of course I've thought about taking anabolic steroids. Do I plan to? No. I plan on being a drug-free athlete for life, and I think I can still progress and fulfill that vision. So I guess we'll see.